Good afternoon and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. In this video I am going to be recording my Disney colouring quiz. This should have been for the month of July, but as always I'm a little bit late. I do apologise, but yeah, this is something that I do with one of my best friends, the lovely Connor at Connor's Creative Colouring here on YouTube. I will link his channel down in the video description for you. And basically, if you are new here, what we do is each month Connor and I will choose 4 Disney movies each, put them into a spinning wheel on Connor's phone, and then we will each get a Disney movie chosen for us, and then we will sit and do like a video call, and we will watch the movies together, and then we ask each other the questions on the movies and we compile it obviously into this video. So for the month of July, my movie was The Lion King. I hadn't have seen this movie for years and I really enjoyed it sitting and watching it again. It was yeah, it was great. So today I am going to be colouring from the Disney Grand Block Portraits Tome 2, which is this one. And my book, I have currently sort of dismantled the book. I'm ready to put this into a display folder. And the page I'm going to be colouring is this one of Rafiki. He's my absolute favourite character in the movie. I think he is fantastic. So I am going to be colouring this page whilst answering the 10 questions that Connor has set me. Now I did have to Google a picture of Rafiki just to make sure that I'm putting, you know, the right colours where they need to be. So I don't know if you can see, I've just in very, very pale yellow, I've written in a few places, just sort of like, you know, done like a few, just like a couple of letters, just so I know what colour goes where. So I will erase those as we go. And for this page, I am going to be using a couple of my Olip alcohol markers and a few Ohuhu markers. So yeah, these are just sort of what I left out of a set that I had from a couple of years ago. So I'm just using up what I have. So yeah, what I will do, I will leave the link to Connor's channel in the video description for you, along with the link to his video. And then I will also put the link to the colouring book and the supplies that I am using as well. So yeah, without further ado, we'll just get started. So the first question is, what kind of animal is Zazu? In the movie, I've just realised I've missed a pen, so let me just need to grab a yellow. Okay, so in the movie The Lion King, Zazu is he's a bird. What's the name of the bird? Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Hornbill, that's it. He's a hornbill. I was going to say dodo, and then I'm like, no, he's absolutely not a dodo bird. He is a hornbill. And he is the king's, I guess he's like the king's assistant, maybe? Yeah, he's, you know, I guess he's like the king's PA. Yeah, he's a funny character, and he is voiced by Rowan Atkinson. So funny. Yeah, he's a cool character. Also, I do apologise for the streak of light I've got coming in. It doesn't seem to matter what I do with my curtains or anything at the moment. So I do hope that's not too distracting. Okay, so question number 2 is, what year was the movie released? I think the movie was released in 1996. I want to say 6 or 7. Let's go for 6, 1996. Let's take a guess. I don't know for sure, but I'm sure it's in the mid to late 90s. So yeah, and even now, watching Lion King as an adult, it still doesn't fail to make me cry. So yeah. Number 3, who is the film's main villain and what do they plan on doing? So the main villain of this movie is Scar. He is the king's brother. He's Mufasa's brother. And oh my goodness, he is a piece of work. He really is up there with, like, you know, in the top few, like, really mean Disney villains. And basically, when Mufasa and his partner had Simba, Scar became very jealous because Simba then became heir to the throne. So Scar plans on getting rid of Simba and Mufasa so that he can become king of Pride Rock. Yeah, he's a nasty piece of work. And I know that Scar is Connor's favourite Disney villain as well, and I don't blame him, to be honest. He's one of those villains I find personally that I love to hate him as a villain. You know, yeah, I think he's great. He's mean. He's on like a whole different level, but I think Disney done it very well as him with a villain, if that makes sense. But yeah, Scar plans on getting rid of Simba and Mufasa so that he can become king. Number 4, who finds Simba in the desert? Timon and Pumbaa find Simba in the desert, and they are so funny. And yeah, I think next to Rafiki, they're probably, like, you know, up there with, like, my, you know, favourite characters from the movie. I mean, I love all the characters. Rafiki is my absolute favourite. But they're so funny. They are quite the duo, shall we say. And yeah, they're great. They are such funny characters, and they really bring a lightness to the movie in some really sort of sad and upsetting times, you know. They're just an absolute joy. They really are. They're great. Number 5, where do the hyenas live? There's 3 hyenas in particular that are like Scar's gophers, shall we say. They're, you know, his henchmen. And I believe they live in the elephant graveyard. I think that's what it's called. Light grey. Okay. Yeah, I believe that's where they live. Yeah, I think this is the right grey. Yeah, I think they live in the elephant graveyard in the movie. Oh, hang on. Am I using? Yeah, I am using the right one. And that is sort of in the when Mufasa in the film, when he's sort of showing Simba the Pride Lands, and he says, "Oh, there's a dark area over there. You don't ever go there." You know, that is the elephant graveyard. That's where the hyenas live. It doesn't even look like I've just coloured that pale grey, does it? I might need to come back to that. I might need something a bit darker. Yeah, so I believe that's where that is where they live. Just get this bit of hair done at the top. Yeah, Emmy has she's got my big bag of my Ohuhu markers, like my old ones, because so many of them were running out. And but yeah, I had to sort of say to her just now, can I just grab a few greys from that bag, please? Because my Oleeps are running out on me. I don't have many alcohol markers left. So I was a little bit nervous actually, but when I opened the bag and I was like, okay, great, there's there's still a load of greys. I was relieved, but I think that might be a bit too light. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see what this all looks like when it comes together. Sorry, I've gone really quiet. I'm just trying to make sure that I've got enough of the grey to do Rafiki's body. Hoping it'll be enough. Honestly, if this marker runs out on me as well, I'm going to be like, no. Because that's been happening to me a lot lately. I'll start using a marker and I think, oh great, it's got enough ink for me to do what I need to, and then midway through it runs out and it's just like, oh my gosh. Okay, number 6. Why does Simba return to the Pride Lands? So basically, when things go down with Scar and Mufasa, Scar sort of like banishes Simba from the Pride Lands, and he blames, Scar puts the blame of Mufasa's death on Simba. It was, spoiler alert, it was Scar who killed Mufasa, who killed his brother, but he blames Simba. He's like, oh, look what you've done, run away, don't ever come back, that sort of thing. So that obviously Mufasa is dead, and he banishes Simba so that Scar can then take over the Pride Lands as king. But he tells the hyenas, when Simba's running away, Scar tells the hyenas to like run after him and kill him. Anyway, they don't catch up to Simba. He, you know, but Scar doesn't know that. Scar doesn't know that they didn't destroy Simba. So, of course, when Simba is older, he is told by Nala exactly how dire the situation is in the Pride Lands, and that he has to return and take his place as king, because Scar, there's just nothing. Scar has completely destroyed the place, you know. So Simba returns to the Pride Lands to take his place as the rightful king. I'm really sorry for those of you who haven't seen Lion King. This probably isn't the video for you to be watching, because there's going to be spoilers. Okay, that's not too bad, is it? Okay, number 7. What kind of animal is Pumbaa? Okay, so we've spoken briefly, haven't we, about Timon and Pumbaa. So Pumbaa is a warthog, and he is just the most fabulous character. I think he's wonderful. He's absolutely fantastic. He's so funny. Yeah, and like I said earlier, him and Timon make quite the duo. They are so funny, and I couldn't imagine there being one without the other. You know, they just, even though they're completely different animals, they work together. You know, they're just fantastic. So yeah, Pumbaa is a warthog. Number 8. What is Simba's mother called? His mum is called Sarabi, which I think is such a gorgeous, gorgeous name. I would actually be quite intrigued to go online and look up some of these names and see exactly what they mean. But yeah, Sarabi is Simba's mum's name, and I just think that is just beautiful. Let's do his ears and mouth. Okay, number 9. How does Scar die? Scar dies when Simba returns to the Pride Lands to take over his place as king. Obviously, Scar is there, and anyway, they get into a fight, and there is a fire around, sort of around where they're fighting, and sort of also down below the ledge that Scar and Simba are fighting. And Scar comes to like pounce on Simba. He sort of like jumps through the flames to try and pounce on Simba unexpectedly. But Simba is sort of like laid on his back, and he sees Scar come through these flames. So he puts his paws up to try and like push Scar away to stop him from attacking him. But as he does so, he puts his feet underneath Scar's body and sort of flips him off over the edge of the cliff. And Scar falls down, not the cliff, the rock, and yeah, Scar falls down, and where there's like still the fire and stuff, the hyenas start approaching him because they're like, oh, you know, yeah, you were sort of quick enough to blame us, you know, how dare you, sort of thing. And it's actually the hyenas who kill Scar. They attack him, and I imagine they eat him. And yeah, rightly so, because Scar's not a very nice character. And then number 10, I love this. What does Hakuna Matata mean? I love it. If you've seen the film, you know the song, you know how it goes. It's iconic. But Hakuna Matata, it means no worries. You know, no worries. Everything will be okay. Everything will be alright. It'll be fine. Yeah. So I'm kind of, I can hear the song in my head as I'm answering the question. I'm like, don't sing, don't sing, don't sing. Nobody needs to be hearing that. But yeah, it means no worries. So there you go, my loves. These videos are just, you know, short, fun, bite-sized videos just for us to, you know, to have fun. You know, you guys seem to be enjoying them. So yeah, I think this is something that Connor and I are going to continue doing on the channel. So yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm just going to finish just adding a little bit of colour just to these areas, because they're supposed to be white. But yeah, this is how my Rafiki is looking so far. Isn't he just, oh, he's just the best. He's adorable. And I think I'm just going to go in with a little bit of Crayola twistable crayons, just for a tiny little bit of shading, some gel pen. So yeah, this page isn't going to take long at all. So I hope that you have enjoyed this colour and quiz. I think this is the 4th one that I've done. I think I cannot remember the movie that I got for August. I'm sure one of the movies is Bambi. Did I get Bambi and Connor got Pinocchio? I think. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure. But that sounds about right. But yeah, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join and watch this colour and quiz. I really hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have. I can't wait to get this dude finished. Look at him. He's awesome. This is such a great book. So yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Take care, my loves. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next one. Lots of love. Bye.